Have you ever wondered why Kim Porter passed away so suddenly after what was described as a short illness? It's a question that has stayed with many people for years. Kim had access to top medical care and lived in Los Angeles, where some of the best doctors are available.
T's basically coming out and saying that Young Miami is sleeping around with different guys, giving them AIDS.
Damn.
You know, and Future, Stefan Diggs is one of the people that got thrown out there. You know, she was with Diddy.
Yet in November 2018, she died at just 47 years old after reportedly dealing with flu-like symptoms for only a few days. For a lot of people, the timeline has always seemed surprising, and it continues to spark questions. Now, Gina is making serious claims that have gotten a lot of attention. According to her allegations, Kim's immune system may have already been extremely weak because of illnesses Gina believes were connected to Diddy. Gina has also claimed that she may have contracted HIV after becoming involved in Diddy's circle and attending his now well-known parties.
For my peace of mind, my sanity, and my clarity, this has been nagging at me for a while, and I've brushed it away. But there's so much stuff that has come up, and there's things that, you know, I was exposed to some things, and like, it's just, it's so hard to say stuff without saying.
These are allegations that have not been proven in court, but they have certainly added to the public conversation. That also raises another question people have been asking. If Gina's claims were true, could someone have knowingly put others at risk? It's a disturbing idea, and there is no public evidence proving that happened. According to Gina's account years ago, while experiencing homelessness in New York, she was brought into Diddy's circle.
So y'all know, I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today, I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man. And this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else.
She later alleged that she became a regular guest at his now infamous parties and claims she may have contracted HIV there, even pointing directly at Diddy as the source of those allegations. First, Gina claimed that her HIV went untreated for about 8 years, and she said it eventually progressed to AIDS. According to her account, her weight dropped to around 65 pounds. She lost a significant amount of muscle, and she was no longer able to walk on her own. She described that period as one of the hardest times of her life. Gina also alleged that her condition became so severe she would run into walls because she couldn't control her movements. She said she lost control of her bowels, and within about 2 weeks of being hospitalized, she completely lost the ability to move her legs. She further claimed that the advanced illness left her partially blind in one eye. On a more hopeful note, Gina said her health has improved dramatically. She claims she has gained weight to around 100 pounds, has been learning to stand and walk again with assistance, and has reduced her viral load to an undetectable level through treatment. Gina believes her illness was connected to what she says happened at those parties, alleging that multiple people were having sexual encounters and that protection was often not used. Those claims remain disputed, but they have become a major part of the wider controversy surrounding the allegations. Remember when Diddy was indicted? Federal investigators reported recovering more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil, along with 3 AR-15-style rifles, during searches of his properties in Miami and Los Angeles. According to the indictment, those items were among materials investigators believed were connected to alleged organized gatherings that have received widespread media attention. The indictment also described supplies that investigators said were associated with those events, including controlled substances, extra linens, and lighting equipment. Prosecutors further alleged that Diddy used threats and coercion to pressure women and others around him, protect his public image, and hide alleged misconduct. Diddy has denied the allegations against him, and the criminal case is ongoing. Another part of the controversy came from Cassie's civil lawsuit. In her filing, she alleged that she repeatedly dealt with sexually transmitted infections during the relationship and claimed that, at one point, medications stopped being effective for treating them. Her lawsuit did not allege that she had HIV. At the same time, social media has been filled with rumors involving another of Diddy's former partners, Young Miami. Some online personalities, including JT, have made or repeated claims suggesting she contracted and spread HIV. However, those claims remain unverified. There is no public evidence supporting them, and neither Young Miami nor Diddy has been found liable for those allegations. Some reports and online rumors have claimed that unnamed sources from the facility where Diddy was being held alleged he was receiving medical treatment, with some people even speculating it involved HIV. Others claimed his thinner appearance during court hearings was related to changes in his medical care rather than the stress of the legal proceedings. However, none of those claims have been confirmed by official records or reliable public evidence, and they remain speculation. Because of that, it's important to separate verified facts from rumors. While several lawsuits and public allegations describe sexual activity at parties linked to Diddy, there is no verified evidence showing that HIV or any other specific infectious disease was being spread at those events. Those claims have circulated online but have not been established as fact.
Okay. 1, 2.
When it comes to Kim Porter, one lawsuit filed by April Lampros includes allegations about an encounter involving Kim. According to the complaint, Lampros alleged that she and Kim Porter returned to Diddy's Manhattan apartment after a nightclub outing where Diddy allegedly made them take ecstasy and pressured them into sexual activity while he watched. Lampros further alleged that Diddy then sexually assaulted her. These are allegations made in a civil lawsuit, and Diddy has denied wrongdoing. Other public claims have also added to the controversy. Author Cola Booth has publicly alleged that Diddy was involved with multiple women during his relationship with Kim Porter. She also claimed that Cassie was openly brought around Kim in ways she believed were humiliating. Cola Booth further alleged that Kim once told her Diddy tried to pressure her into an inappropriate act involving Cassie. In another story, Cola Booth claimed that Diddy brought a very young adult Cassie into the bedroom where Kim was sleeping in the early morning hours and told Kim to leave the bed so Cassie could take her place. Those statements come from Cola Booth's public account and have not been proven in court. According to various public claims, all of this allegedly happened while Diddy was still in a relationship with Kim Porter. On top of that, there have also been online stories about alleged diaries said to belong to Kim. Those supposed diary entries claim that, as Diddy's fame grew, he became involved in occult practices and rituals that were supposedly meant to protect his success and wealth.
My boyfriend knows I have AIDS, so much so that he's still willing to put a baby in me and put a ring on, which one? This finger right here. He's still willing to put a ring on.
However, the authenticity of those alleged diaries has not been verified. Some of the most sensational claims go even further. Online rumors have alleged that Kim was pressured into sexual activity while she was 9 months pregnant as part of these supposed rituals, and other posts have made similar claims involving multiple participants. These allegations have not been substantiated by reliable evidence, and they remain unverified. Even so, they continue to circulate widely because of how shocking they are. From a general health perspective, medical experts recognize that having unprotected sexual contact with multiple partners can increase the risk of exposure to sexually transmitted infections if someone involved has an active infection. Pregnancy can also involve physical changes that may make certain tissues more vulnerable to injury. However, those general medical facts do not establish that any specific person contracted an infection in any particular situation. Because of that, claims linking these allegations to Kim Porter's health or death remain speculative and are not supported by official findings. When Kim Porter passed away, the official autopsy determined that her cause of death was lobar pneumonia, a severe lung infection affecting an entire lobe of the lung. While many theories have circulated online over the years, the autopsy did not conclude that HIV or any other sexually transmitted infection caused her death. What surprised many people was how quickly everything seemed to happen. According to public reports, Kim first experienced symptoms including nasal congestion, body aches, and a fever of about 102 degrees. A doctor reportedly evaluated her, prescribed antibiotics, and provided IV fluids. Then, within roughly 72 hours, she was found unresponsive at her home. That rapid timeline has led to years of public discussion and speculation. In general, pneumonia can range from mild to life-threatening depending on factors such as the type of infection, how advanced it is when treatment begins, and a person's overall health. While many otherwise healthy adults recover with appropriate medical care, severe cases can sometimes worsen very quickly, even though they are relatively uncommon. The exact course varies from one patient to another. Looking at the publicly reported timeline, many people have focused on how fast Kim's condition deteriorated. Reports say the doctor noted a sore throat and a fever that had climbed to 102 degrees. She was reportedly treated with IV fluids, vitamins, antibiotics, and Toradol to help manage her symptoms while recovering at home. Just 3 days after that medical visit, Kim was found unresponsive in bed and was later pronounced dead at 11:40 a.m. Reports also stated that her bedside table contained water bottles, sports drinks, Pedialyte, and tomato soup, suggesting she had been trying to stay hydrated and recover from what initially appeared to be a serious flu-like illness. The official autopsy ultimately concluded that her cause of death was lobar pneumonia. That official finding is exactly why the debate has never completely disappeared. Even after the autopsy identified lobar pneumonia as Kim Porter's cause of death, many people continued asking whether there were other health factors that could have made the infection more dangerous. So far, though, no official investigation has concluded that any hidden illness or outside person was responsible for her death. Medical experts often explain that pneumonia can become life-threatening under certain circumstances, especially if it progresses rapidly or triggers serious complications. Even with access to excellent health care, outcomes can sometimes change much faster than families or doctors expect. Every case is different, and a rapid decline, while uncommon, is not impossible. At the same time, the internet has been flooded with theories attempting to connect Kim's passing to the many allegations now surrounding Diddy. Those theories have gained attention online, but they remain speculation rather than established fact. As more lawsuits, interviews, and court filings continue to surface, people have started revisiting old events through a completely different lens, raising fresh questions about what life behind the scenes may have really been like. Whether those questions will ever receive definitive answers is something that only credible evidence and the legal process can determine. One reason these discussions continue is because several former associates and accusers have described an environment they say was built on secrecy and control. Across multiple civil lawsuits, different individuals have alleged they were pressured to stay quiet, intimidated, or worried about speaking publicly. Diddy has denied wrongdoing, and many of those allegations have not been proven in court, but they have fueled intense public interest. As each new filing becomes public, people have started comparing details from different accounts to see whether any patterns emerge. Some point to similarities in how certain events were described, while others argue that every allegation should be evaluated on its own facts and evidence. That's ultimately what the courts, not social media, are tasked with doing. For many observers, the biggest question is no longer just about one lawsuit or one accusation. It's about whether the growing number of claims paints a broader picture of what was allegedly happening behind closed doors. As investigators, attorneys, and witnesses continue presenting information, the public is watching closely to see which allegations are supported by evidence and which claims remain unverified. That ongoing legal process is likely to shape how this story is remembered for years to come. Another reason this story continues to make headlines is that the legal proceedings are still unfolding. As new court filings, witness statements, and public responses emerge, they add fresh details that people immediately begin analyzing. Some claims receive widespread attention online, while others are challenged or disputed just as quickly. It's also important to remember that allegations made in lawsuits are not the same as proven facts. Civil complaints reflect one side's version of events, and the opposing side has the opportunity to respond in court. Diddy has repeatedly denied many of the allegations against him, and the legal process is still ongoing. That distinction is a key part of understanding the bigger picture. For now, many of the questions people have remain unanswered. As more evidence is presented and the courts continue reviewing the claims, a clearer picture may emerge. Until then, much of the conversation is driven by a mix of confirmed court records, public statements, and online speculation. That's why following verified developments rather than rumors alone will be essential as this high-profile case continues to unfold. As the case moves forward, another major focus has been the evidence investigators say they collected. Prosecutors have pointed to electronic devices, financial records, travel information, and communications they believe could help establish a timeline of events. Defense attorneys, on the other hand, have challenged key parts of the government's case and argued that the evidence does not support the allegations being made. Both sides are preparing for a legal battle that could last a long time. Court hearings have also drawn intense public attention, with every new filing quickly becoming the subject of online debate. Supporters and critics alike have examined witness accounts, legal motions, and public statements, often reaching very different conclusions. That's one reason it's important to separate what has been presented in court from claims that continue to circulate without supporting evidence. For many people following the story, the next stage of the proceedings could be the most significant yet. As witnesses testify and additional evidence is introduced, the court will have the opportunity to evaluate the credibility of the competing accounts. Until that process plays out, many of the biggest questions remain unanswered, and the public will likely continue watching every new development closely. What continues to stand out to many people is just how quickly Kim's condition reportedly changed. Even though she had the financial resources to receive medical care at home, including doctor visits and IV treatment, the infection progressed rapidly. That has led some people online to wonder whether there could have been an underlying health issue that made her more vulnerable. However, no official medical finding has concluded that this was the case, and the autopsy identified lobar pneumonia as her cause of death. Gina's public allegations have added another layer to that conversation. She has spoken about her own health struggles and claimed that she believes they were connected to experiences from years earlier. Some online commentators have tried to connect her allegations to Kim Porter's death, but there is no verified evidence establishing that Kim had HIV or that any specific person caused or contributed to her illness. Those claims remain unproven and highly disputed. According to people following Gina's story, she has been rebuilding her health and becoming more willing to speak publicly about her experiences. That has fueled speculation that she may share additional details in the future, but until any new information is supported by credible evidence, it should be treated as allegation rather than fact. What do you think about the questions that still surround this case? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more updates, share it with someone who follows these stories, and comment your opinion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.